Hello students, today we will talk about inverters in solar PV system. And we know that inverters are the converter that convert from DC to AC. In this topic we will not discuss about the control and operation of the inverters. We will just discuss their features and the applications in solar PV system. So inverters, let us start from the classification of these. So we can say inverters are classified on the basis of first their size and mode of operation and implementation topology. And we will start our discussion from mode of operation of classification of inverter on the basis of the mode of operation. So on this basis the classification is done in three ways. The first is the stand-alone inverter, and the second in this classification is grid connected inverter, and third is bi-mode inverter, that is the combination of these two, bi-mode inverter. Okay, so we will see one by one. In a PV system there is PV array, and this is battery bank, from PV array the charge is collected by charge controller, and from charge controller inverter is connected. Here it is stand-alone inverter, and from inverter distribution panel is connected. From where the loads are connected, and from here the output is AC, so the AC loads are connected, and here we are having DC, so here DC loads are connected. From the panel power is transferred in this way, and here it is unidirectional, and battery can store the charge and give it back, and the power is given to the DC load. Here power is given to the AC load, and in the distribution panel inverter supplied power. On the basis of the stand-alone inverter, PV system is named as stand-alone PV system, and in this load depends only on PV system. Okay, the power that is available here, load depends only on that. Okay, so that is stand-alone inverter. and the second type is grid connected inverter. So here just I am erasing to save our time. This is grid connected inverter. And the second type is grid connected inverter. In this system there is no battery and the system is grid connected, and the load depends on the PV system as well as grid power. And moreover, there is exchange of power between grid and inverter and the load as well. Inverter latches on the grid frequency and voltage. The inverter can pump power to the grid as well. Okay, these are some basic thing about grid connected inverters. The third category is bi-mode inverter, that is also named as hybrid system. On the basis of the inverter used in this system, it is named as hybrid PV system. Okay, so in this bi-mode inverter, everything remains as it is with additional function. This here we have battery bank, and the inverter itself is capable to feed the load and feed the grid as well, and grid is also capable to feed the load, and this full PV system is functioning as it can function as stand alone without this, or battery storage, or grid connected. It can work individual like that, or it can work in the combination of any. And when the inverter feed to the grid, it behaves as a current source AC. The inverter performs additional function, that is, before converting to the voltage into AC, it operates the PV module at maximum power point. So it is not only converting into AC, but due to the advancement in the power electronics, it is also possible to operate the PV system at maximum power point with the help of the inverter that are being used here. Now, on the basis of implementation topology, the inverters are classified as, the first one is central inverter. There are 4 types of classifications. Central inverter. The second is the modular inverter. The third is the string inverter, and the fourth is the multi string inverter. So let us have a quick look each of them. The first type of inverter is central inverter. Second is modular inverter, string inverter, and multi-string inverter. The central inverter, we have the PV modules connected in series and shunt in such a fashion. It has a rating of several kilowatt to few megawatt. The rating of central inverter, the range of rating is several kilowatt to few megawatts. And for modular inverter, it is also named as micro inverter. The rating of this is 50 to 500 watts, and the connection is as shown here. And the string inverter, it has efficiency, it has the power range of 500 watts to few kilowatt. Here every string has the inverter from DC to AC, and the output of these AC are connected to AC bus. And in multi-string inverter, the same unit is present here. The difference is that in every string the converter is DC to DC converter, okay, and the output of each converter is connected to the DC bus, and from there inverter is connected, which invert from DC to AC for AC applications, and its power range is 1 kilowatt to few kilowatts. So let us write 10 kilowatt. So the power rating of different type of topology based inverter is shown here. Their configuration and their power rating is presented here.